you'll be on your way. So, let's see what some of our successful consumers had to say about the IPE process and what they did to personally ensure the success of their IPE plan.
I showed up when I was supposed to. I answered all the questions. I asked questions. I was always trying to find out, was there something more that I could do?
I took responsibility. Who will benefit the most? I will. So I took responsibility, and I can say I did everything they told me to do.
What I did personally is I looked for jobs myself. I got referrals from other people, so I didn't always rely on the counselor to say this is what you need to do or this is where you need to go. Or I was very active in looking for employment and asking for support from friends, family, all those kinds of things.
I investigated into what I wanted to do. With my program, I went and checked it out pretty much on my own first, and then talked to my counselor about it.
You have to set a personal goal and maintain that.
You can see that everyone's plan is different, but the one common theme is that you must take responsibility for your plan and your progress. After all, no one cares more about your success than you do. Of course, your counselor will be working in partnership with you to ensure you are making adequate progress and following through on your activities. But cooperation, ownership, and determination is the name of the game here, especially since there are so many in need of RSC services and resources are so limited. Your involvement and commitment to achieving your employment goal is absolutely critical to your success. Now, if you're curious about what our CAC consumers said was their greatest obstacle in the VR process, let's take a listen to what they had to share and what they went through, and give us some advice on how to overcome those obstacles.
My largest obstacle was actually getting the courage to ask for help. And I think given that I'm from that southeastern Ohio area, it's difficult sometimes. Asking for help is not an easy thing to do for people that's taken care of themselves for many years. So the one obstacle I had to overcome was certainly getting the courage to ask someone to help me because I couldn't help myself.
I think the greatest obstacle is getting over the disappointment, the disillusionment of losing a job and thinking that you won't be able to find another one.
Stress is a big one, and just difficulty with some of the things you got to do. I'd say just try to be patient, work, and relax, and try to get through the program. I live in an Appalachian area, so it makes it pretty tough to look for jobs. Because of transportation in my area.
At this point in the process, it is very important to stay in contact with your counselor. Keep them informed of changes of your name, address, phone number, or anything else that could impact you going to work. Communication is the key, and it is important to notify your counselor if you miss an appointment, drop out of the program, or better yet, obtain a job. Let's see what other advice our fellow consumers would give to a new consumer just starting the process in RSC.
The best advice I could give somebody new, I would say to be patient.
Be patient.
Be patient. Be patient.
Have patience.
It's a process that takes time. So take time, take notes, get a notepad ready, and use that just for when you're talking to your counselor. Stay close to your counselor because they'll help you through the rest of the process.
Since everything you do in the process leads to finding a job, we should spend some time talking about the job search process. Probably the biggest mistake consumers make is assuming RSC is a temporary employment agency. This is not the case. Though we do have vendors to assist you depending on your needs, the process is more of a partnership between you, the counselor, and the vendor. A vendor is a company contracted by RSC to help you find a job. Vendors vary based on services they offer, but all services are employment related. For instance, if you need help with interviewing skills, networking, or finding an employer that are hiring, you and your counselor may determine that you need to select a vendor that provides those services as part of your IPE. But because the vendor you select will end up being a partner on your team, you should take time to research vendors to select the best fit for you. Your counselor will be able to provide you with information on the RSC vendors, so don't be concerned about that. Just remember that RSC will provide you with all the information and support you need to find a job, but your ultimate success will be determined by the amount of effort you actually put into finding the job of your dreams. Here's what CAC members had to say when we asked them how they would explain the job search process, vendor selection, and what the consumer can do to improve the phase of this process.
Well, I would explain the job search process as one of, first, me being able to identify, well, actually, me and my counselor being able to identify what I was capable of doing. And that, the next step was for me to go and actually find out whether or not it was something I would really be interested in doing. And by that I mean there's an interview process that I was asked to go through with different employers and different agencies to find out exactly what the career path that I had chosen entailed. You know, education requirements, salary requirements, attrition, the whole 9 yards.
I did an interest survey. It was quite involved. It was on a audio tape, and when I was finished with that survey, it opened up some areas of employment that I had not even thought about. At one time I thought maybe I might even be a chef because I liked the pay, and it looked like I might have some skills to be able to do that work.
Well, we're almost at the finish line. You've set a goal, developed a plan to achieve the goal, and successfully found a job you are looking for. So what happens now? Once you have notified your counselor that you have found a job, RSC will keep your case open for 90 days. This gives you time to adapt to your new lifestyle, yet still have access to your counselor if you run into any problems or have questions. At the end of the 90 days, your counselor will notify you when your case has been closed. So what does this exactly mean? One word: independence. You've put a lot of hard work and effort into reaching your employment goal, and you should be proud of your accomplishments. So be sure to take time to celebrate and share the good news with your family and friends. This pretty much sums up the entire process, but you know the old saying, experience is the best teacher. We thought it would be interesting to see what the CAC members would have done differently.
Number one thing differently I would have done throughout the entire process is keep better notes. I would have liked to have dedicated one tablet to nothing more than just the RSC correspondence.
I can't really say that I would have done anything different. My process took a long time, but I did everything that was requested of me.
I always look back and realize I should have asked lots more questions, a lot more questions. And not just of the counselor, but of the people supplying the services, the people that help you get through it. And there's no stupid question. Always ask the question. If it's on your mind, ask it.
That about wraps it up. The members of the Consumer Advisory Committee hope you found this video helpful. Since it contains a lot of information, you may want to watch it more than once to make sure you understand everything. If you still have questions, please talk to your counselor, or if you do not have one, call 1-800-282-4536 to be directed to the RSC office nearest you. Also, be sure to visit the RSC website at www.rsc.ohio.gov for more information. On behalf of the CAC members, I wish you the best of luck on your journey into meaningful employment.